I can't hear you.
It's on mute.
Oh, shit. Oh,
It's on mute.
I'm hey baby. I love you.
Morning,
Oh
game
baby,
day
we
is
so
always
good. Look, okay.
day started. Let's go, people. What's going on, Coach?
Glad to be here, K-Mac. So good to see your smiling face, my brother. I'm excited for this brand new day. This day, the Lord has made, I will rejoice. Yeah, I'm here to stay, player. I'm here to stay. Let's roll.
Oh man, it is an incredible day. Coming off last night, that was incredible last night, Coach.
Whew.
Oh,
See,
what a game.
you
What
know,
a game.
eight overtime, and of course, I was putting hard for Georgia Tech, and
Why? 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 No, you gotta you still on that Alabama kick. I get it. I get it. I get it. But okay, you put for Georgia Tech. Okay. All right.
I like
And,
to
Geo-
go for the underdog. You know what I'm
and,
saying?
and Georgia seniors have not lost a game between the hedges. And a senior on that team, they perfect that. And Pam, so good to see you, sweetheart. But let's just right quick. So I told you I asked for your definite in the CFP and your either or. Now I'm ready to hear from you, K-Mac. K-Mac, you get your hand all up
Yes,
in the
sir.
script. I'm ready to hear from you. Who's your definite and who is your either or for the CFP, the finals? Your definite
I
is
mean,
who?
the definite. I mean, the definite got. I mean, well, I'll tell you like this. Georgia's in there, of course. You got it. I say Miami. I think Miami's in there. I
Definite. That's
think
your
that
definite. That's your definite.
that's my definite.
Or
Yep.
you now you got to either you get a mulligan. Who's your either or?
I don't know. Come back to me on that one, Coach. Let me think
Come
about
on,
that.
play. I
I
asked
have
you
I
3 days
have
ago.
I'm gonna change
Earl
that. I'm gonna
Reed.
change
I
that.
asked you. I asked you. Okay,
It
Earl.
changes all the time. It's going based on the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
change
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. Governor
No,
came back.
no, 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 no,
Lieutenant
no.
Governor, Attorney General. I declare you running for office. Every time I ask you straight up, you don't get Earl Reed. Talk to me, dog. Who's your definite?
My
Who's your
definite is Oregon. I think Oregon is a definite.
Okay, your Oregon's your definite. Okay, come on. Next. And your either or is what?
Tennessee or Georgia. Yeah.
Tennessee or Georgia? Pam?
Well, my definite is good. The top two is going to be Oregon and Ohio State. All of those are going to get in.
Oh,
My
hold on. Who's your definite? I don't want to
Oregon, Oregon.
Oregon's your definite.
Yeah, number one team. And
Okay.
my two possible. I mean, I think Alabama is the either or. That hurts, but I think Alabama is the either or. That lot of that will be contingent to today on Clemson and South Carolina game.
Okay, yeah, but you got two. You name me Oregon and Alabama. So it's Alabama and who else? Who's your either or? You said Oregon was your definite. Now
and Alabama is my either or Clemson.
Okay, yeah, either Alabama Clemson. Okay, cool, that's cool. I'm going money talk. You know it walk, and I like the guy who spent the most money in NIL this year. I like Ryan Day, and he will beat the brakes off of Michigan today. Las Vegas says you can get Michigan in 19 points, and the highest paid roster, over 22 million, was what the good people at Ohio State. My either or is Georgia. And the other one, and I changed my mind because Earl, me and you talked about this just yesterday. But my either other or is I told y'all 3 weeks ago, you better look out for them SMU Mustangs. I'm telling you, they hot as a $2 pistol. They're in a great location. The money in Texas, where they're located, they dangerous folks. And I'm telling you, they're gonna win that ACC. They're gonna win that ACC. Pat, your boy Pat Fran Brown got Miami at home. If they do, Clemson will play SMU. But my definite is Ohio State, Georgia, especially after I saw last night, because Georgia's supposed to lost that game. You know why Georgia won that game? The same reason they went up in Texas, and Texas ain't for real. I noticed neither one of y'all mentioned Texas. And Texas, number 3 in the country, they got some holes in them. And Coach Sherrill was on the show. I'm sorry we couldn't get you on, Coach Sherrill. But he told me 10 weeks ago, he said, John 2, Texas got some holes in it. And they do. Texas ain't beat nobody. And the toughest team they played was Georgia, and that was in Austin, and they got boat raced. Okay,
Wow.
so I'm just telling you, ain't no question.
Well, there's one question: if Ron Day don't beat Michigan, this ass gonna get fired today.
Absolutely, absolutely, and absolutely, and
he's struggling when they play Michigan, and Michigan has nothing this year. So
Michigan has nothing this year.
Right,
Absolutely nothing.
I get it, but he will boat race them. Las Vegas likes Ohio State giving up damn near 20 points, 19 and a half, and you get 20 in a lot of places. This is a talented roster that has responded well under pressure all year long. They're a high dollar bunch. And yes, Ryan Day knows his back's against the wall, but watch them beat the brakes off of Michigan.
all right.
Hey, but let me ask you this. Since you you guys are so close to Dabo. And y'all big Clemson fans. It's a hell of a ride to the Palmetto Bowl today. And it is in Clemson as number 15, South Carolina, takes on number 12, Clemson. You can get South Carolina and 3 points. But I want to know, before the man who coached coached Earl Reese, Woodrow McCorvey. Big shout out, Woody. Appreciate you watching.
Yep.
I want to know what's your take on that game first, Earl Reese.
Well, to be honest with you, I would not be surprised if South Carolina wins that game. I think. Keep in mind they shouldn't be LSU. They let LSU get back in the game the first part of the season. So and they have a talented quarterback who's special, and Cade Klubnik. I really don't believe in him. Be honest with you. I do not.
You don't. Okay. Right quick, K-Mac, I want to hear from you, dog. Let me hear from you.
Come on, Coach. You know I believe in Clemson all day long. You already know that.
That's good, Pam.
South Carolina gonna win though.
I declare. Listen, can I be your campaign manager? Because you're smooth with it, dog.
Hey.
You smooth. I declare. Can I be your campaign manager?
Coach, you got a guest joining us now, Coach. So you're gonna have to be good now.
So what now? Okay. So who wins that game, K-Mac?
Honestly, I think Clemson's going to win. South Carolina is a really good team, but Clemson's going to win.
Okay. Pam, come on, sweet.
Okay, so I'm going the opposite. Dabo is my dude. That's my guy. But I just think today that South Carolina will win. South Carolina won the last time there. They actually snapped their winning streak there, and it goes back and forth. So, and they're talking about forcing a lot of turnovers. So I think if they force the turnovers, win the game today, just as they did the very last time that they were there, because they go back and forth.
Okay, I see. Well, Earl, you okay, Earl?
Yeah, I'm fine, man.
Hey, Coach, we got Coach Cheryl on with us. He's gonna join us right now, Coach.
Oh man, fantastic.
Hey guys.
Hey, yes.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've been up. Hey, John, you got me up at 6 o'clock, so you owe me. You owe me one.
Oh, thank God. Hey, right quick, for everybody watching, people throw that word legend around there. We don't do that at Good Morning Game Day. But to be sure, you bet your natural life, we got a legend in the house right now. Man, Jackie, Cheryl, Coach, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, yeah. I had to get my son to fix the technology because my iPhone wouldn't pull you up. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Coach, so good to have you on. And man, thanks again so much for what you have meant to me and done for me. We'll talk about it after the show, Earl came back, but I'm going to tell you something. Wouldn't be no Icky Woods if it wasn't for this man. It's a long story. But this guy, man, man, Coach, thanks so much.
Well, you took a young man and made him into a great player and man.
I'll go, but hey, I got to chop it up with my compadres about that. We ain't got time for that. But
no.
Hey, real talk.
Hey, you can't tell the real story on your podcast.
Hey, Coach,
That's right.
Hey, Coach, I'm so happy you joined us this morning again. Like Coach Montgomery said, I mean, it's not often we have people of your caliber, so really appreciate giving us the time. Talk about a couple of things. Big game today. You're very familiar with that game that's happening today against Texas. So talk about the rivalry with Texas A&M and Texas, and how is this intense the rivalry is, Coach?
Well, it goes back to 1984, and at one time before they suspended it, it was the third longest rivalry in college football. And when you really look at that, that means it started a long time ago. And, for years, it's kind of been one lopsided. But in the 80s and 90s, that all turned around where A&M won 10 out of 11 games. And so you had a decade in there that Texas only won one game. And that didn't sit well with Texas. Now, when all the inside or what really happened from the Big 12, DeLoss Dodge had a deal with the Pac-10 at that time to take 16 teams. And you have to give credit to Coach Stallings because he was on the Board of Regents at Texas A&M, and he's the one that stood up and said, no, we do not fit the Pac-10. If we go anywhere, we go to the SEC. And that's what happened. And, A&M did more for the SEC than the SEC did for A&M because they brought the largest university enrollment-wise. They brought a AAU member. At that time, you only had Vanderbilt in Florida. Then they brought the largest endowment. And the biggest thing, they brought in the 1/4 of their TV television package, because at that time you had Birmingham, Tampa, Atlanta, Tampa, St. Pete, Houston, and Dallas. So they did a lot more for the SEC than the SEC did for A&M. Now it's up to A&M to win, to go to the championship game, and if hopefully they can get there.
What they got to do, Coach? What do the Aggies? Coach, they're 8-3. They're 8-3. Numbers don't lie.
Well, but John, you got to give the coach, Elko and coaches, a lot of credit because they lost two great running backs that now, but they also they do not have a great receiver. When you look at it, they've gotten more out of A&M players by being 8-3. However, when today comes down to the defensive line, if A&M's defensive line can hold the line of scrimmage and put pressure on whoever is the quarterback, A&M will win. If they can't, then it'll be a hard day for Texas A&M.
Do you think that Texas defense is good enough to make that Marcel Reed kid one-dimensional? Like Alabama. What's your take?
It's when you have to cover everybody by spreading it out, then there's a long time ago. I ran the white tackle 6 years ago. People probably don't know what that's. 6 people on the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
I remember Coach Donahue at Alabama. I'm in there and talking to him and explaining the white tackle 6. Coach Bryant walks in, takes the eraser, erases the defense, puts up two defensive ends, contained, put a free safety, and he says it doesn't matter where you put anybody else. You have to contain and you have to protect the middle of the field.
Coach, I'm telling you, Marcel Reed ignited that offense. Has ignited that offense. I think that Connor Wegman probably be in the transfer portal. Coach, Texas, you told me 10 weeks ago, Texas had some holes in it. For sure, they ain't played nobody. I like the Aggies at home. I like the Aggies at home.
Yeah, there will be 110,000. And the crowd noise, Texas hadn't played in this crowd noise. And so the crowd noise will make a difference. And, all the way back to 1985, the stadium did not have the south end.
Oh, man.
And even when the ball was on the 4-yard line at the south end, the quarterback had to go up and down the line of scrimmage and tell the snap count to the lineman. And then they'd have to go back and tell the running backs what the play was.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the crowd noise tonight will be unreal. I mean, even if you look at game day right now, it's the largest game day crowd they've ever had.
I'm in Houston, Coach, and I can smell the barbecue from here.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a ball, man. You got to put that on your bucket list, Earl, K-Mac Pan. Kyle Field at night. Oh, man.
Okay.
That place will be electric. That place will be electric. Coach, know you're going to be at the Letterman. What time are you going to be at the Letterman Lounge? At the Letterman Lounge?
They have a reunion for the 1984 Aggie band. So I'll be there speaking there. And then I'll probably be at the Letterman's around 5 o'clock.
Hey, I never will forget that year that I was a gopher / analyst for your staff, and we whipped Texas. We whipped Texas in Austin, and man, we boat raced them. Kevin Murray. By the way, I'm so glad you're here, Coach Cheryl. I've been telling Earl and K-Mac, I know Kyler Murray is a great player. You should have seen his daddy. Kevin was better than the Heisman Trophy winner and first-round pick, Kyler Murray. Please tell my crew about that, my guys, about that.
Well, Kevin was much bigger. Kevin was 6'2", but he didn't have the quickness that Kyle has, but he has the same speed. Kevin, and if he hadn't gotten hurt against Arkansas State, he tore his ankle out of the socket. He would have played many years in Pro Bowl.
Oh, man. Wow. He was fantastic, man. He was fantastic. He was a tremendous arm talent. So, man, Coach Cheryl, man, I tell you, numbers don't lie, Coach. I'm going to be very careful to see if that Texas defense can contain Marcel Reed, because I think if he's 75 to 100 yard rushing, they beat the brakes off of Texas. And
John, he'll have 75 yards rushing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Cheryl, let me ask you this. If Texas gets behind her, okay, the committee could look and say, y'all ain't played nobody. Best team you played was Oklahoma, and that win's starting to look a little better with their win over Alabama. But, Coach, if Texas struggles, do you think Steve Sarkisian makes the move to the Manning kid?
Well, there's no set rule right now that Manning doesn't start. See, I have an inkling that Manning will start because there hasn't been any definite yours is our quarterback this week.
Okay.
So by not saying that, what are you saying? If he was the quarterback, you'd come out and say it.
Yeah.
So we won't know until game time who's going to be the quarterback.
Okay.
That the quarterback position, Coach Cheryl, has defined for the good and the bad of several iconic teams. You get the right one. Hey, look at Dan Lanning and what he's done with Dylan Gabriel, fresh out of Oklahoma at Oregon. Look at the number. Look at Ohio State. Will Howard is at Kansas State last year. He's got the Buckeyes on track to being in the 12-team bracket. You get the right one, you got a shot. Hey, you get the wrong one, ask Mike Norvell.
Oh, yeah.
At Clemson.
Yeah.
About DJ Ogalangale. He can't play dead in the Kung Fu movie, and now the world sees it. And, boy, they went from a 12-win team, Coach Cheryl, to to an embarrassment. You get the wrong one, partner, you in trouble.
Well, you saw a game last night where you saw King that wasn't playing at A&M. All of a sudden, John, when you have a quarterback, it's not the quarterback, it's the offensive schemes that you're asking him to run.
Yeah, no question.
You just have to get a quarterback that fits your schemes, and if you don't, I mean, let's go back and take Danny Marino, one of the greatest ever played. Now,
You coached him at Pitt. You coached him at Pitt.
Now today in the spread he could play, but if you ran the option,
No,
Danny couldn't play the option.
No.
So there's certain schemes that fit every quarterback. Now you look at Pro Bowl. There's a lot of kids coming out of college that are great players that will never see the field in Pro Bowl because it's a different game, a different offensive scheme.
Yeah.
So, the most important thing for a coach is you put the players in the right position. Then you get out of the way and let them play. Coaches don't win, John. Players do.
Wow.
That's good.
Pam been dying to ask you something, Coach. My colleague Pam Smith been dying to ask you something. Go ahead, Pam.
Good morning, Coach. Thank you for being with us. My big question would be, as you look over all of the colleges right now and the schools and how to sustain a successful program, we're seeing programs go up and down. What do you think is the biggest challenge, and what advice would you give or have given recently to some coaches?
Well, again, you are the coach. As a coach, you're not your friend, a player's friend. You're the coach. The same thing of raising a kid. Your kids, they're your kids. You're not their friends. You're the parent. So there's a thin line today because of the transfer portal.
That's right.
I'm afraid to lose this player.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose him, you lose him. Go get another one.
Yeah.
We're all, and we talk about the NIL. We're going to an NFL model. We'll have East, West. We'll have 2 divisions in each, and then everybody. Right now, you'll end up with 22%. Come on in, darling. Hey, my grandbaby trumps y'all.
That's right.
Yeah. Can you say gig 'em?
Giga Maggie. Giga Maggie. Giga Maggie.
Yeah.
Game day.
Yeah. No, we're going to have television that will give 22% of the package to the players. You're not going to stop the NIL, but you will be able to govern the NIL that they only get what is compensation for that ad or for that appearance, and it can't be a whole lot more. You got my buddy in here too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Let me ask you something. You said for years, ever since I've known you, the GOAT in college football coaching was your coach in college, the great Paul Bear Bryant. And this is why you said it. I remember it well. You said he won national championships in times of integration. He won national championships in times of segregation. He won national championship with Joe Namath and Kenny Stabler, drop back passers, and he won national championship running the option with Stedman Shealy. And Walter Lewis but Walter, he could adapt to whatever he had to coach. And that's why you said he's the GOAT. Do you still think that now? You got a lot of good Nick Saban, you got a lot of bad boys out there now. You still say Coach Bryant was the GOAT?
Yes. And there's no question you have to give Nick credit, but the difference is in Nick understood. There's one thing that all coaches forget or never learn. You have to give your players more than X's and O's. And same thing with your kids. You have to give them more than a house and more than food and more than clothing if they're going to be successful.
Wow. Oh wow, Coach. What's your granddaughter's name, Coach? What's her name?
This is Caroline, and she is a gym rat. Whatever you want to play, she can play it.
Okay.
And you don't want her play her cards.
K Mac, man, I gotta give you the floor for a minute, man. If you got something for this legend, chime in, my brother.
You know what, Coach? I just have a quick question. One of the questions I just heard you talk about the NIL and where things are headed and where things are going in football. Talk about the type of players now, the athleticism that you're seeing now in the college football player.
Oh, there's no question when you look at the athletes, but look at the size. You know, the collisions on the field are huge, and but the athleticism of the players are really big.
Wow.
Coach.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Coach, there's a connection between Earl Reese, me, and you. And that connection is the great Ray Green, a man that you knew well.
Yeah, Ray. Ray was one of the first African Americans that actually opened the door for a lot of other to get into the coaching world.
Ain't no question.
That's true.
And you guys and you went back to Coach Green to Iowa State in what, 1971?
1960, not
wow.
70.
Wow.
1968.
Wow.
Hey, Coach, just right quick. There was another.
Now, John, listen. You got to understand. Okay. Now we're in the state of Iowa at Iowa State, and Coach Green at that time probably was the only African American in that whole region.
Wow.
He might have been. He might have been. But also do know this, Coach. So many coaches, great coaches, you influenced and were influenced by you. Another gentleman on that staff was Super Bowl winning head football coach of the then champion Dallas Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson was on that staff, right?
Yeah, Jimmy was probably the smartest coach I was around.
Wow.
And in college, Jimmy made his money and made a lot of money playing bridge at the student union. And no, Jimmy was very, very, very smart.
Oh man!
And he could
coach.
Funny.
That's funny.
Wow. Coach Cheryl, my brother, my friend, and my mentor. Thank you again. Please, I know Richmond Webb gonna be there, right?
Yes.
Oh, Richmond, give him and Chandra my best. Please, Dennis Ransom. You see Dennis Ransom? Tell him I asked about it.
I will. All right, gig him, guys.
Gig him back.
All right. Bye.
Gig him back. Thanks, Coach Cheryl. Appreciate you, man.
Wow, that was a treat right there, man.
Yes.
Wow. That's unbelievable, Coach.
That's a real legend right there.
Oh, man. What a man. What a man. What a hell of a coach, man. Boy, hey, and speaking of Alabama, the Iron Bowl is today. Mm-hmm. And so I ain't nobody gonna tell me who Earl Reese and K-Mac cheering for. That's okay. We got it. I get it. So tell me who wins the Iron Bowl?
Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, coming off that loss, and it's do or die. And even if they win, it still might not work. It's going to take a whole lot. So a few losses today for them to even still be in the conversation. But so I do think they win. They win today.
Okay, this is rivalry week. Yeah. Rivalry week, and Auburn is 5-6, and they're fighting for bowl eligibility. Alabama's at 8-3. K-Mac, tell me why. Other than that, they are the standard. Give me another reason as to why.
I wanted to ask
you mean another reason as to why Alabama is going to win?
Yes, sir. I'm giving you got the floor. You got the floor.
So what? I give you two reasons.
I just asked one, but go ahead.
Well, one is going to be the fact that it's the Iron Bowl and Auburn coming off of that last game. I'm telling you, they expended a lot of energy in that last game, and there may be a little bit of a letdown. Number two, Alabama coming off that disastrous game that they had, they're going to be able to turn it around. I'm telling you, they get focused. They always do it. They get back, they get focused, and then they get themselves together. And I think they're going to have a completely different game plan for Auburn than they did any other game this season.
Okay. All right, Kim. Roll Tide. I get it. Tell me why.
Here we go.
Because Caden the boy, he coaches big games. His problem is that when he don't perceive the game to be big, they come out lackluster. So he know this is a rivalry, and he's gonna have the kids ready. So I think that alone will have the Crimson Tide going over the top.
Okay. Hey, I got Alabama. It is rivalry week. It is rivalry week. I get it. Auburn is fighting for bowl eligibility. They will be well coached. They're good at running back, and Coach Sherrill just talked about how good Auburn is at running back. But I think Alabama has the best team. Guys, I'll tell you something now. We're gonna get to this South Carolina Clemson. We passed it. But let me say this about South Carolina Clemson. Earl K. Mack, y'all be thinking about this, my brother. Somebody, I believe, is auditioning for the Alabama starting quarterback job. And big question is who it's going to be. I think it's going to come down to one of two guys. I think either this Lenoris Sellers kid at South Carolina, who's a freshman, 6'2", 230, run like a deer, throw the football, or DJ Lashley, the kid at Florida. One of them two kids. Or if they stay where they are, they will be making a ton of money because their NIL thing. We talked about it, guys. If you ain't got no quarterback, hey, they're going to give Sharon Moore. He'll get boat raced today by Ohio State. Okay? They will bloody their nose.
Okay.
But Sharon Moore will get another chance. He'll get another year because he inherited a mess. They lost 18 starters at Michigan. And when they lost the first round quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. They'll be in the quarterback market. So there's some big time team suitors out there who will be hunting quarterbacks and with deep pockets. And so I don't think it's going to take a lot of money to keep Lenoris Sellers at South Carolina and a lot of money to keep DJ Lashley at Florida. Do you think Kalen DeBoer gonna stand pat? Once Jalen Milroe walks out the door, will Alabama be in the market for a quarterback, or are they going to do it in-house? What they going to do?
Well, I don't have a lot of confidence in 15. That's a guy that backs him up. So
okay, they're in the market.
Yeah.
So they're in the market. So they're in the market.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just know this. I think you're dadgum right. Kalen DeBoer will be in the market for a quarterback. He'll be in the NIL business, transfer portal. Because he's going to have to reach in his pocket. Because you 8-3 at Alabama, the next year you better have him in that tournament. That's Alabama. You know some guys. Since Nick Saban took over in 2006, right?
Yeah.
Auburn has had 5 head coaches. Since Nick Saban took over in 2006, 5 of them.
Okay.
But so that just speaks to that the standard, as K-Mac referred.
Yeah.
They're the standard.
Standard.
Okay. Well, if they're the standard, and Kalen DeBoer better damn well know that, and he gonna have to get in the quarterback market because you don't go 8-3 at Alabama 2 years in a row. Okay, going into the Iron Bowl, and so I think Alabama plays very well. But I tell you something.
Okay.
There's a big game today in Los Angeles. Notre Dame, and we talked about Texas A&M earlier, and Marcus Freeman went in there and whipped the Aggies at their place. He stubbed his toe against Northern Illinois, but he's bringing a 10-1 team out to LA. I told you, Earl Reese, that he was going to get a first-round bye. They're number 5 right now. They go out there and win impressively. And Notre Dame will be in the tournament with a first-round bye, unless you got an upset alert. What's up? Talk to me, K-Mac. Talk to me, Earl.
I think he's froze. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
USC hosts Notre Dame.
Man, that coach, that's not in the game.
Yeah, Notre Dame all day.
Why are you focusing? Lincoln Riley, he better get it together. He's going to be somewhere else. I don't know why we even talk about this game.
Because listen, man. I go all the way back to man. That's a hell of a game.
Not this year.
Okay. Oh, not this year. Okay. I hope you know what. I hope you're right. I hope Marcus Freeman goes out there and wins impressively, because I'm cheering for that brother, because he got that job at Notre Dame. The same reason Brian Kelly left and went to LSU. Okay, the people at Notre Dame took a chance on that this black man could bring enough soul power to Notre Dame to get them to the tournament, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. But let me tell you something, fella. The only thing getting Notre
Dame to the tournament, it's only one thing getting Notre Dame to the tournament, and that's the fact that they don't play in no conference. That's the only thing getting.
It don't make no difference. They 10-1. It don't make no difference. Okay, if they win today, they will get a first round bye. K-Mac, they're already number 5 in the country. Numbers don't lie. So they number 5 in the country. But hey, where do I go? So check this out. I think that the thing you want to watch for with USC hosting Notre Dame today is, could Lincoln Riley, if the opportunity presents itself, be the one to say, y'all done run off Russ Uberfluss, and his ass should have got fired for that terrible job of time management and losing that game to Detroit. They done run Uberfluss off. The Bear job is open. You hear me?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. If you sitting there and I'm your agent, I'm Lincoln Riley's agent, I'm on the phone with the Bears and say, I'm tell you what, your quarterback can play. Okay? My guy has coached Baker Mayfield, first round pick, Heisman Trophy. Kyler Murray, first round pick, Heisman Trophy. Jalen Hurts has made him, and Jalen Hurts is way better once he got to Oklahoma and got some shown up quarterback coaching than he was at Alabama. His ass got benched at Alabama. Can I get a witness? Huh? Come on now. Come on, talk to me. Huh?
Yeah.
So here's my point. You got Lincoln Riley, and don't worry about it, he ain't getting fired. His buyout is $90 million.
Woo.
Now, he cannot unify the fan base at USC, and that's a fact. Okay? But they ain't chasing him out. Okay? And this guy's got a proven track record of making first-round pick quarterbacks and Heisman Trophy winners. He's done it 2 times at Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, and he did it at USC. And the USC and the Bears job is open. And who did the Bears take with the first pick in the first round? Talk to me, Pam. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the YouTube question. Williams.
Absolutely. And where'd he play? Ain't no question. So that might, I'm just telling you guys, money talks, and you got a guy who can coach and scheme, okay? And knowing that this is the last game of the season and he's auditioning for that NFL position, I'm just telling you that.
Now, who you picking, Coach? You picking
Notre Dame? Hell,
okay.
Black head coach. How you know more than
you went to all that. You picking Notre Dame?
We try. You try to, you know. Okay.
We got you. We got some questions for you, Coach. A couple questions.
Okay.
If you want to engage our
bring them on, man. Thanks so much.
Wanted to know when you were talking about the quarterback for Alabama and what they need. Should Bama try to get Jaden Davis from Michigan since they signed Underwood? That's
a very good question. That is a very good question, and that kid can play. Yes, in answer to your question, I certainly would. I would certainly consider that. No question. And thanks for the question. Appreciate you calling in and your inquiries. Thanks so much. Yeah. K-Mag, my brother, I got to ask you this, man. I got to know this.
Yeah.
I got to know this. You're a big Crimson Tide fan, and I get it. And I know your compadre is even more a Roll Tide enthusiast.
Yes.
But I tell you guys, I saw the pain and the agony in your heart when the Crimson Tide got boat raced in Nashville. I saw it. I know it hurt you.
Yeah.
So today,
so look,
oh, wow.
but it's not. But what I will say is not the norm. So that you don't have to worry about.
Okay. Well, I say all that to say this: the number 8 team in the country goes on the road in the Music City, Nash Vegas, and Vandy is 6-5 bowl eligible. You can get 11 points. That's what Las Vegas says. If you take the Commodores, what do you think, Pamela Smith?
I don't think that Tennessee will be a letdown like Alabama was against Vanderbilt. And I think they will pull out this win.
Okay.
Hey, hold on, Coach. Wait.
Yeah.
What the hell you mean like Alabama was? What does that mean?
Your
what
heart,
that mean,
broke
man?
your heart. Degio
You're still trying to get over that loss.
No, he still got up in his feelings, but that's all right. But
why anytime you got to try to make a see, that's what I'm trying to tell you about the standard. Anytime you got to try to make a point, you got to use Alabama as the measuring stick for whatever the point is you trying to make.
Okay.
So you know what? I tell you what, we don't even have to talk about it no more. When we make the playoffs, and then everything else take care of itself. How about that?
Alabama, you said, hold on. Are you telling me Alabama's going to the tournament this year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. John the Revelator, over in the last chapter of the Bible, the book of Revelation, he talked about the miracles we will see in the last days. If Alabama make the tournament, get your house in order, because he about to crack the sky. You about to hear Gabriel blow that horn.
I tell you what, it ain't no different than everything else that happened this year in this country. So let's keep the party going.
Okay.
Well, let the church say amen.
Keep the party going. Stranger things have happened, as they say.
Yeah, well, that's one of the miracles we'll see in the last days if Alabama make the tournament this year. That ain't happening. And I'm gonna just tell you this though, real talk. Diego Pavia is a player. And again, this goes right back, Pam, Earl K. Mack, to what we talked about, the importance of getting a quarterback. That good boy at Vanderbilt was on the hot seat big time. They got a transfer kid at New Mexico State, Davio Pavia, that same quarterback that boat raced Alabama, that same guy. Yeah. They're 6-5. They're already bowl eligible. I'll tell you something. Yeah, I get it. Tennessee's number 8 in the country. Last week was the carnage of the upsets. Did Tennessee a big favor, and it moved them up even higher. Then personally, I think they deserve it. I'll tell you why. They got boat raced by Georgia, and they got whipped by Arkansas. Yes, they did. I don't trust Tennessee. I do not trust Tennessee. But I will say this. Tennessee has played great defense, and I think this comes down to Davio Pavia, and he's a hell of a player, guys. Watch that kid. That's one. He's the one that Kalen DeBoer and that Alabama defense could not the field because of that Davio Pavia. Okay, they got the right one over there in the transfer portal. That kid can play, and I'm gonna tell you now. Dylan Sampson, the running back from Tennessee, is a hell of a player. It's not the quarterback. There's some timing. Tennessee is. I tell you what, I like Vandy in the points. If I'm gonna bet, I take Vandy in the points.
Okay.
That's what I do. That's just me. We didn't talk. Coach Cheryl talked about the Iron Bowl. Texas A&M and Texas. I haven't heard from you about it.
No, I thought that I didn't say anything about it, but I think they played in College Station, right? And I think that gives the Aggies the edge. This is a really big game for Texas, and Coach Sterling kind of indicated that we're not sure who's going to start at the quarterback position. I thought that was breaking news. I didn't know that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Right. I want your take on this, Pam. Do you think that if the quarterback Manning, the Manning kid. If he doesn't get on to play today in this big game, you think he's at Texas next year?
If he doesn't get to play,
Arch Manning, he'd look good in that Crimson Tide uniform too. I'm just telling you, Kalen DeBoer gonna be shopping big time, and so you better watch these scenarios with this transfer portal. Now it's legal, and that NIL money is right. I'm just telling you, Pam. Do you think that what that I asked you what that he could, if the Manning kid doesn't get to play a lot today, Coach Sherrill said he might start, but they could start Quinn Ewers as well now. They could start him as well. So,
but he has an ankle injury too, or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they got a couple that are injured, but I think it's all about any quarterback could be somewhere else. It depends on the best deal, the money.
Yeah.
The best deal, you know. So yeah, that's possible.
Okay. You know, right quick, two things I want to chop it up with you guys on. There's a dynamic unfolding right in front of us as far as HBCU football is concerned. And Earl, you and I talked about it when we met. The HBCU football at the FCS level. I ain't talking about Division II, because it's a reason the kid's in Division II. Let's just be real, okay? You're a Division II player. But right underneath that, we use my buddy K-Mac for a scenario in this. K-Mac, you're a stud, solid 2-year starter at North Carolina A&T, defensive tackle, 6'3", 275. You can bend the edge, you can stuff the run, you the whole deal at North Carolina A&T. And I'm at East Carolina, and I'm sitting there watching the film, and damn, that damn kid at A&T can play. So get the kid, mom and daddy on the phone. And Ms. McClendon, your child over there at North Carolina A&T, pretty good player. Yeah, we right proud of him. So he's on scholarship over there, Ms. McClendon. Yes, yeah, Ms. McClendon, do you Zelle Bank America? I Zelle. Do you Zelle? How about I put about $250,000 in your checking account and be there for the end of the day? What you think Ms. McClendon probably would say?
Well, if she's smart, she'll say, "Well, that's good, but you got to do 3 more of those to meet what the first guy just called me and told me."
Okay. You hating. So I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
You gotta do 3 more.
So you got competition.
Look, don't assume that you're the first one that just called.
I understand. You on scholarship in North Carolina A&T. I don't know what Mrs. McClendon would say, with all due respect, but I'm gonna tell you what, it's very obvious that these other parents are saying. Honey, go over there and tell them coaches we sure appreciate the opportunity they gave you. And then go, your mom and dad, your dad and I be down there to pack you up and get your stuff, okay? Because they out of there. Because if you are sitting there and you're at East Carolina, Earl, K-Mac, Pam, you're not going to get the 5, and the 4-star player. You're not going to get them. And you'd be a hell of a lot better off cherry picking from that HBCU, because that young man is 20, 21 years old. He'd been there 2 or 3 years, and he proved he could play. Then taking that snotty-nosed freshman out of high school that's probably about a 2 or a 1-star or no stars, because that's what you're going to get at East Carolina. And it has, you feel what I'm saying, Pam?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
You feel me, Earl?
Yeah, because we talked about this already, though. I mean, I mean, I think it makes sense, but yeah. I mean,
they're gonna go with the money.
Yeah, I mean that's no brainer though.
Well, and I'll tell you something else too. What's a no brainer? The quality. Florida A&M won the HBCU national championship last year in the Celebration Bowl, and this year they can't beat Mississippi Valley. Why? The talent ain't there, because they got up out of there. Prairie View, the job, and I heard y'all talking about it on the podcast that you do in the sports shop. Prairie View job came open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bubba McDowell got ousted. Bubba McDowell won the SEC West last year. He won the West last year. He's fired now. He lost 2 offensive linemen to mid-majors. One to a Power 5. 2 of their starters off that offensive line at Prairie View left. And one went to Toledo, one went to Baylor. The talent level is decreasing. When it comes to HBCUs, gonna struggle with it. I'm just telling you. And we got to hang on and do the best we can. But these group of 5, not Power 5, they're cherry picking from HBCUs and taking some of that talent. Who you got? Who you got?
But they did that. They did that before they had NIL. So I mean, that's not too unusual. It's just that the money now is really going to make the biggest difference between all of them. So the money is really what's going to matter.
Ain't no question. Earl, I hope you get back with us, but right quick, man. Big game Sunday.
Oh, he had to run. He said he had to jump off. So yeah.
Okay, big game Sunday. Big game, man. Philly goes on the road to Baltimore. Man, that could be a Super Bowl matchup. You know that could be a Super Bowl matchup.
Could be.
What's your take, Pam?
Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Lamar, he plays really, really well when he plays against the NFC. I think he's 21-1 or something like that.
23-3. 23-3.
I think he will. I think they will pull this one off. So I'm going with Baltimore. It's going to be a great game, but I'm going with Baltimore.
What you say, Kim?
I'm definitely going with Baltimore. So I think Baltimore is going to, I mean, I know the team looks good, but I think they finally started to get themselves together in the back end of that defense, and I think that's really the biggest difference that you're starting to see outside of the first week or two when they figured out, oh wait a minute, we do have Derrick Henry. Let's actually use Derrick Henry. And now that they figured out how to use Derrick Henry, I mean, it's starting. The offense is taking off as always, but I think the defensive backs, and that defensive secondary starting to get themselves together is what's making a difference.
Okay. Yeah, I like Baltimore. I'm a big John Harbaugh fan. Ozzie Newsome, Omega Psi Phi built that team. But I'm telling you now, Las Vegas thinks Philly's going to win. They lay in 3. And Lamar Jackson, 23-3 against the NFC. Man, Derrick Henry got 1,345 yards. Saquon Barkley got 1,392 yards. Both of them guys are, oh man, both of them guys are on pace to have 2,000-yard seasons. Man, I'm pulling for Baltimore. Las Vegas is hardly wrong. No, Baltimore. I got the Ravens. I ain't gonna second guess myself out of it. But man, that's gonna be a throwdown.
And the pressure that they're gonna put on Hurts is gonna be a big factor too.
I think you're spot on. Pam, Miss Smith, Pam, I think you're spot on correct. I want to see is Philadelphia's defense good enough to take away at least Lamar Jackson's threat of running and make him one-dimensional. Because I think if the only way you're gonna beat Baltimore is if you can make Lamar Jackson a pocket passer. If he's able to run, we talked about it with Jalen Milroe, same thing at Alabama. If he's able to run and do both, Baltimore is hell to beat. That damn kicker's been so erratic, and that's gonna be a hell of a game, though, man. That's gonna be that's gonna be a hell of a game. Any upset alerts, K-Mac, you got today? Pam, you got any upset alerts?
Not upset. It's got to be a couple though, just to keep certain people in the game.
Okay. You got any upset alerts, K-Mac?
Is Vanderbilt an upset?
Would that be because of Tennessee?
You know what? Vanderbilt is getting 11. Vanderbilt's getting 11, and I told you earlier, I don't trust Tennessee. You think Vandy got a shot?
Yeah, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina winning. Because I'm gonna look at South Carolina being an upset.
Okay.
Yeah, and I picked South Carolina, so I don't know if we would consider that a big upset, but I think so.
You know what? I'm gonna say before we go off there, I am taking South Carolina too, because I'm telling you right now, Norris Sellers is auditioning for big money. And he's going to have to play well for them to go in Clemson and win. He's capable of playing well. I mean, he broke that run against LSU. I mean, he looked like a stallion galloping down that field. And I'm telling you something now, he's big, strong, and tough. He can run over 3 and run away from 8. He's that kind of player, and he can throw. And he's auditioning He's auditioning. There's a lot of people going to be in the big quarterback market. And if he stays in South Carolina, he's going to be on the NIL making a hell of a lot more than he's getting now. But I'm going to tell you another, kind of keep your eye on this one, Pam and K-Mac. I like the Oklahoma Sooners today in Death Valley. I sure as hell do. I said all along, Lincoln
They look
Riley.
that good beating Alabama? You like them that good? Huh?
K-Mac, my brother, they did what you got to do to beat Alabama. They made Jalen Milroe one-dimensional. If Jalen Milroe came, they did it. Hey, K-Mac, Brent Venables can coach. He got 2 national championship rings. He got him coaching in.
So, Coach, let me ask you this. I agree with you, Coach. Well, let me ask you this, Coach.
Okay.
Because you've been going on about Jalen Milroe being one-dimensional.
Yeah, no.
Hold on. But when is it that Jalen Milroe is going to decide that's not what he wants to be?
It's how you coach him. It's what you ask him to do. Coach Sherrill said
so you saying it's Kalen DeBoer and the staff?
I'm saying that when they played well, you dadgum right. When they play, let me answer your question. When they played well, it's when they used him well. Watch Todd Monken Sunday evening. If Todd Monken uses Lamar well, and now he got help with a running back, you've got to make Jalen Milroe a threat to be a runner first priority. Because if that opens up for him, his play action pass game is way more effective. You don't want Jalen Milroe to be a pocket passer. Again, Tennessee made him throw the football 45, 47 times. They got boat raced. Alabama got boat raced. And it's the same thing. So I'm watching tonight.
So and I know we'll talk about it later, whatever. But
yeah,
if that's the case, and I have to give Kalen DeBoer a grade for his first year, especially if they don't make the college football playoff, I'm giving them a C. Because you've been saying this. I mean, not because you've been saying it, but you highlighted this in the second game. Come on, Coach. You want to be a great coach at a great program. You gotta be better.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, look what happened when Nick seemed to have the formula.
Yeah.
Jalen, he benched him, he brought him back, and then he was
changed everything around.
Player. He was a whole different player.
I think both of you all have valid points. I would encourage you to only remember this. Guys, he's playing in the SEC, and SEC wins are tough at any level. Vanderbilt beat Alabama. Arkansas beat Tennessee. Man, SEC football is a dog. Now, I'm just telling you.
Coach.
I mean,
Coach, that's like saying I don't own a coat, but you've been living in Michigan for 30 years. Damn it, you live in Michigan. You know it's cold.
Go back, Coach.
Okay.
That's good.
So let me. But
that's where you live. This is your house. This is where you live.
I get it. But let me make this point. And thanks so much. We do appreciate it. We're trying our best to grow. And Coach Sherrill, again, thank you so much for coming on. Before we get out of here, just want to say, Brent Venables can coach. He won 2 national championships at Clemson/Africa. Okay, he's an average coach now because he's a long way from Africa, Norman, Oklahoma. But let me just say this: he was good enough with what he had to beat Alabama because he made Jalen Milroe one-dimensional. If he's good enough to go to Death Valley tonight, and I think he is. I think he is good enough. I'm telling you, LSU is in a downward spiral. And if that guy don't get it going in the right direction in a hurry, especially in light of what Marcus Freeman, his replacement, is done where he left from. Are you understanding me, Pam?
I'm understanding you, sir.
I'm just telling you now. In Oklahoma, I got upset alert. Boomer Sooner. And they go to LSU and win. Thanks for having me, guys. I do appreciate it. I had a ball.
Anytime,
man. Y'all be cool.
Coach. Thank
Have
you,
a blessed Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday, guys.
Thank everybody for watching.